Character personality. Personality can come from many things. Most creators start off with a self-insert, meaning the creator is putting himself or his ideals into a character. Why? Because it's easy. It's also an easy way to bounce off other character personalities off of. Let's say you're a low-tempered hothead. For another character personality trait, you could have them cool and collected. A character personality that can bounce off of that is someone who's timid and anxious. But if there's one thing I'm good at, it's judging people's character, analyzing one's behavioral patterns. I love meeting new interesting people, and I like to see how their brains work. And as different as I may be to each of these people, I found out quite often that a lot of us are actually very similar. But finding out that I came to the conclusion that it's the outside forces that can influence one's personality, such as life experiences, as in past events, trauma, environments they grew up in household-wise, lessons they learned the hard way. A good example of trauma would be Sasuke. His whole clan died. This led him down a path of disconnect with society, separating himself, being cold and distant. Having so much hatred, he went down a path of revenge. And this gives Sasuke a goal of chasing power and seeking revenge on his brother and the Leaf Village. I qualify a goal as being a personality trait because it does make or break or shape the way your character moves throughout your world. Because if you don't have a personality for a character yet, you can always give it a goal first, and then you can think of reasons why he wants to chase that goal. Let's use the entire cast of Hashira from Demon Slayer. Their trauma, for the most part, was a demon attacking them and their loved ones, leaving them behind, or them surviving somehow. And that gave the Hashira a goal, which was to slay demons and get their revenge. This trauma caused the Hashira to develop quicker and gave them more of a serious personality, or some of them more saddened, or some of them more easily angered personality. Now we have environment. Did you ever hear the phrase to be a product of your own environment? Well, that essentially means is you're heavily influenced by what's around you, your environment. This could affect the way someone talks, the way someone moves, the gestures, sometimes unforgivable actions, to be influenced by a bad influence. And bad environments could lead to trauma. Some people are born into bad environments, and depending on the person, they can either become it or they rise above it. Now, environments and traumas come in all shapes and forms, but it's not the only thing that can shape a mind and personality, such as religion. Religions are known to be very strict, and I feel like the premise with a lot of them is you either go all in or don't go in at all. Though a lot of religious people follow the text and some follow it for different reasons, like ideologies. Everyone's views and experiences of reality is quite different, and some more extreme than others. Ideologies come from beliefs and philosophies, and they can change over time. This is what can cause character development.
Come on! Strike me! You've never held back before!
How someone views the world and people can be different than yours. My character, Enra, he views the world as if there is no point to it, no point to life, so he carries himself more in a pessimistic manner. Meanwhile, my other character, Flora, is more curious to find out if there is a point, so she's more in a optimistic approach. Now that's two different personalities within the same environment. Or two characters could believe the same thing but act differently on those beliefs. Let's say two people dislike the world. One might say, let's fix it, and the other one might say, let's end it. Another simple thing that can affect personality is age. Kids are more impulsive and naive and have a lot to learn.
Did he teach you how to control it?
I guess Goten still has a little bit of practicing to do on that one.
Now let's do the polar opposite. Old people, they're more reserved and calm. Responsibilities could affect a character's personality. A big brother, for example, his task would be to set an example for the little ones, so he's given a role he must feel he needs to act on. This will make some characters act more brave, more prideful, more full of honor, more moral driven. Or a character that is tasked with something seemingly impossible. So this overwhelms them and causes them to be paranoid or lash out from time to time.
I bet he ran away again.
Or you'll have a character with skill he works so hard for versus the character with natural talent. Now we have desire. To want something. How do you plan on getting that something? What are the lengths and lows you plan on going to obtain that desire?
Humans fleeing in terror at the sight of sin! Nobody even looking at you!
Some want money, some want power, some want respect, some want to be remembered, some want just silence.
I collect princesses because I want to marry one.
And one's ideologies and traumas can dictate how one might chase that desire. Insecurities. Everyone is insecure about something, their looks, their wealth, their intelligence, their class in society. Then you have people that just have mental illnesses, bipolar disorders, ADHD, schizophrenia, and some traumas develop into disorders.
You're right, I'm an abomination! I'm filthy and dirty and unbalanced! Why is there only one set of stripes?
A great way when doing character personalities is to see what works around other characters. A way to add more depth to a current personality is ask yourself why. Asking yourself why and how these characters' personality formed will lead you to new ideas. Here's a bonus. A lot of characters and people base a bit of their personalities off their strengths. Aang the Airbender is free-flowing with the wind. Rengoku the Flame Hashira has a bright and powerful personality. Hence his famous quote, "Set your heart ablaze."
Set your heart ablaze. Overcome your limits!
Water users in most series are calm and collected, like water. And also, not everyone has to have some deep lore. Some people are bad just because they enjoy it. Some people are good just because they enjoy it. It does not have to be a crazy, insane backstory. It doesn't have to be extreme for it to be a good character.
Fall.
Some characters have fixations or obsessions. Hold on, let's play a game. Let's think of a word when we first hear the character, such as Vegeta, I think hard work. Naruto, I think optimistic. Uncle Iroh, I think of life lessons. Mugen, I think wild card. Jean, I think of refined. Cell, I think of perfection. Luffy, I think of freedom. Zoro, I think of determination. These are characters that won our hearts one way or another. And believe it or not, the polar opposite can do the same.